Hey folks, Sam from SK Coffee here, and we are going to talk about this awesome Toddy Homebrew system. First, just wanted to welcome you all to our Summer Cold Brew Club here in 2022. This will probably be evergreen too if you ever find this later on, but we are doing this specifically for our 2022 Summer Cold Brew Club. This here is the Toddy Homebrew system, and we're going to kind of talk about how to use this thing. First, I just want to talk a little bit about what I think makes our cold brew that we do at the coffee bar special. Two main things. There's sort of a side thing. We do it on nitro. It's fine. It's just the easiest and best way that we've found to do it, but that might change. We might add just regular cold brew, but that's not one of the two. Two things. One, the coffee we're using. That's part of the Summer Cold Brew Club. We just want to cold brew the best coffee you can find. Just like how we pull espresso shots, just like what we put on drip, coffee, to make a good cup of coffee, it starts with really fantastic coffee. And that's, I believe, our best effort in this industry is trying to source and roast the best coffee we can find. So that's number one. Number two, it's how we brew it. We are trying to brew into big 5-gallon buckets. The main goal is to essentially create the best extraction process, right? You know, you get those like cold brew socks and everything, or those funnels, and it just like compacts the coffee in this middle column, and then it doesn't have anywhere to move, right? So the water is not really fully extracting all those flavors. So we literally just get a 5-gallon bucket for the bar, coffee in, water. We let it sit for like an hour or two, kind of stirring every 15 or so minutes. And then we put it in the fridge for up to 24 hours, 12 to 24 hours depending. Anything after 24 hours, I haven't seen a great amount of gain, but not necessarily any downfall, although you might have experienced something different. But anyways, we've been hesitant to bring in an outside brewer for home consumption because the best way we've found previously is just like taking a Tupperware and then like throwing it through like a Chemex filter or something, which isn't that, it's not that beautiful and kind of compact, right? It's not a full and blown enclosed system, right? But then I found this Toddy homebrew system, and I gotta say, it brews really fantastic cold brew. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to do nitro with this unless you get a home nitro setup. We're just talking about cold brew here, okay? So let me just talk through the parts of this. You're gonna get this little brewing reservoir bucket. So this is where the actual brewing happens, okay? Or the steeping, let's say. You have a little stopper, this little rubber stopper. You do not wanna lose this, okay? This is what keeps the coffee from pouring out the bottom here, okay? So that's very important, rubber stopper. You also are gonna have, I'm soaking it right now, you're gonna have this little cloth filter, and that goes at the bottom of this, okay? But I'm soaking that right now, okay? Then we have our paper filter. The Toddy system is probably gonna come with a few of these, but you're also gonna wanna buy some, because I think they might only come with like 3. But I'll give you a link on Amazon. It's like, I don't know. It's not that expensive, but there you go, there's that. Then there's a little top, just put that on top, stick it in your fridge. When you're ready to strain it, then you've got this beautiful little glass carafe, okay? It's full of water right now, but that's so we can brew it. Then you're gonna get coffee from us, okay? But more on that later. Okay, so we're gonna brew here. Take this little rubber top off, plug this, get it really nice and firm in there. I don't know how firm you need it, but just make it so it's nice and snug. You really don't want this falling out, okay? Then you wanna let this soak, this little cloth filter. It's very thick. So I'm only hypothesizing here, but I think it's so you have water already in it, therefore it doesn't clog as well, but just soak it. It's not a big deal. I don't know, 5 minutes or so. And then you're gonna stick that in the bottom there. There's like a little spot, and it takes a little bit of work to do it, but it gets in there. All right, once that's in place, you can kind of see it's down there at the bottom. And you're just gonna put the paper filter in there. And you'll notice it basically touches all the sides, and that's why I really like this one. So it's not actually holding it in some kind of sock, right? It's all the way to the edges of where the water is gonna be sitting. And it's just big, okay? You're gonna take your coffee. When you join the Cold Brew Club, we're gonna give you 2 full batches worth, okay? So this here is 170 grams of coffee. We do a 1:8 ratio when we brew, sometimes 1:7, but we don't brew a concentrate. So you can add ice if you want to kind of make it go a little longer. You can add a little water if you want. But what we're trying to make is like a really delicious beverage that you don't need to drink 16 ounces of. You can have a nice 8-ounce cup of this, and it's just a great tasting coffee. But we don't want to make concentrates necessarily, because then it's, I don't know, there's boring philosophy. We don't have to talk about it. All right, so we're gonna put that in here, okay? Boom. Just gonna sit there at the bottom. And then pour some water in there. Fill it on up. And if this thing doesn't fill it all the way, you're like, well, but what about all that water? How's it gonna fit in this? There's a huge amount of retention with cold brew, so don't feel shy about filling it up, right? Maybe to like an inch below the top. So give me 1 second, I'll be back with a little more water. All right, I think that's well enough. Top it off. Just stick that in your fridge, okay? We'll come back in 12 to 24 hours and we'll finish this up. All right, so here we are. It's all brewed. Just take this top off. This is the tricky part, okay? So you gotta hold it up. Gotta hold it up. Take this stopper out. Ready? And go. Voila. And we wait. All right, well, it's finally done brewing. It takes a little time. As you can see, this really filled right up to the brim. So you probably can do a tad less water, but this works. Let's see how it goes. Just making a mess over here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice and nutty, creamy. That's good stuff. Enjoy.